There's like this thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies over and why did it stop one of the most treasured sites in Christianity?
There's a new video that's looking at something making proof we're not alone in the universe. UFO in the form of a bright light is seen descending over the dome of the rock of Jerusalem.
All right. Yeah, welcome to Goof On. How's everybody? All right? It's a Tuesday. Yeah, December 2, 2025. Almost. I was thinking almost. Yeah, we're moving along now, right? December's already here and gone. We'll be saying that in a few weeks. I can't believe it's Christmas. I can't believe it's New Year's. I can't believe it's 2026. I can't believe it's Valentine's Day. I can't believe it's the first day of spring. I can't believe it's my birthday. I can't believe it's the first day of summer, 4th of July. We got a hurricane coming in. Don't worry about it. Run for your lives. We got Halloween again, Thanksgiving, and here we are again. I just did all next year. Oh, by the way, no disclosure. We're going to talk a lot about it. People think this, they think it's coming. They really do. They do. It's amazing to me. The amount of bullshiggery that we hear. But they are really pushing hard. They even have Joe Rogan trying to convince people there's something big going on. Coming. Yeah. Isn't that wild? The guy who all these guys in Bigfoot and UFOs, they're just losers. Joe Rogan called us losers who live at home in their mother and father's basement, no job, single, 40-something, maybe 50. What Joe doesn't know is that those guys are the experts, you see. They know more than you, Joey. Little Joe. Friggin' Joe. Joe Blogan. I'm tired of Joe Rogan, to be honest with you. Yeah, he's kind of run its course. Yeah. You know that happens, right? It happened with Howard Stern. I haven't listened to Howard Stern in 10 years. Well, 2006, no, since 2010, 2011, maybe 2012, give or take, because he started sucking. And after Artie Lang left, well, it wasn't the same show. It really wasn't. Not for me. Artie was the glue that made that show funny. Howard's not funny. Howard has funny people, but he's not a funny guy. I never thought Howard Stern was funny. I just thought he had a cast of characters that all played into it well. Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, I want to talk about how they're pushing disclosure like it's going to happen. See, I'm going to give you some disappointing news. And it's nothing new that you haven't figured out, but 3-Eye Atlas is not a UFO. It's not a ship, okay? I think the thing split into two. Now there's 2 of them. Did you know there's like 3 objects like flying around our solar system? In my whole life, I've never seen this many objects within our solar system with tails on them. There's 3 of them. This is so unbelievable to me. Yeah, I'll pull it up here. I guess I could. Oh boy, I can't remember anybody's name. Let's see if I can find it real quick because what am I looking for? I am looking for history. Let's see if it comes up. Here we go. All right. Yesterday. Who's that scientist that's always talking about the floods? He's got the white beard, the upper dryest guy. He was always with Graham Hancock, a doodle doo. Oh, here it is. Randall Carlson. Do you know that the Antikythera computer? Yeah, they figured it all out. AI helped figure that thing out. All right, I'm going to play this for a few seconds after we do roll call. Because, you guys made it here. Thanks, Brian Yates, for hanging out. Welcome to the show. Glenn Collins, welcome to the show. Hey, Nathan from the Quantum Show. How you doing, Chief? Good to see you. I listened to a lot of the scientific discussion and decided these scientists are pulling stuff out of their backsides. Avi Loeb is, that's for sure. Aaron? None. How you doing? Welcome to this show. Hi, Myra. You don't look bad for a year older. Welcome to the show. David Wilcox. Not Wilcox. How you doing, man? Derek Kennedy. How you doing, Chief? Welcome to this show. UFO 91561. How you doing, Chief? CPF 036. Welcome to the show. Lee Argentina. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Bernie. How you doing? Bernie Miro, everybody. All right, if I didn't say your name, doesn't mean I don't love you. Kelly Lewis. How do you do this? Welcome to the show. It's not, we just have a lot of show to do. What's up, Samo? How you doing? Good to see you, man. All right, so let's get started. Listen to what Randall Carlson, how you doing, Kelly? Listen to what Randall Carlson has to say. Just an update. We're just going to play a minute. That's it.
With Comet's 3I Atlas, R2 Swan,
What?
and the new comet discovery, Borisov C 2025 V.
What? Borisov C 2025 V1
V1.
Brosnov?
There are numerous unanswered
Bronzov.
questions and anomalies that beg for explanation. For example, with regard to 3I
Okay, Kelly.
Atlas, why was NASA so timid with their recent press release? Why the dramatic increase in brightness of 3I Atlas as it reached perihelion? How are we to interpret the behavior of the outgassing of 3I Atlas, wherein we see plumes of gas ejected tens of thousands of kilometers away from the nucleus of the celestial body? And why are we seeing such great images from amateur astrophotography which rival or surpass what we've seen from NASA's imagery?
Isn't that amazing? You heard what he said, right? One more time, my friends.
What is happening with Comet's 3I Atlas, R2 Swan, and the new comet discovery, Borisov C 2025 V1?
That's crazy to me. We'll have to come back to that maybe tomorrow and check it out. I didn't watch that video because I didn't have time. But what is going on? Yeah, that came out 2 days ago. I'll put the link in the show description so you can check it out at your leisure. So let's get this going over here. I thought that was interesting because for me, and I watched the sky for a long time, I never, ever saw 3 objects like this. Only one. Now, there may have been, like, I remember, no, nothing. Nothing. It's crazy. It is weird, isn't it? That now, with all this talk about aliens and motherships and interstellar objects, we're now seeing this. I don't know. Maybe something's happening. I don't know. I really don't know. I keep saying it. I wanted to play this yesterday, but we ran out of time. I like going back a few years, a few months, and to hear what people said was going to happen or where they're at in their research, Leslie Kean in this instance. And then I'd like to, see what's going on today with what we know, because she's on that side. She's got a big say-so, I think, in a lot of decisions being made. Not that they're going to take her advice to heart, but she talks about this stuff. She knows all about it, and she's planted herself as somebody that people look to when they want answers about what's going on, I guess.
Concept of
nobody ever says, I got to get Leslie Kean for my movie. I never heard anybody say that. She's not a draw like a Greer or anybody else, or a Lou.
a crashed object from somewhere else. It's easier to accept that, yeah, we see things in the sky that we can't explain.
Journalist Leslie Kean broke Rush's whistleblower story this morning in the debrief. Ms. Kean's career has been mainstream and credible, having written a series of reports on UFOs in the New York Times dating back to 2017.
He has the credentials, but there's no documents that he's handed over. There's no pictures. And as a journalist, you want to see documents, you want to see pictures. Does that raise a red flag?
Not at all, Brian. I mean, you mean documents that actually describe the craft?
Correct, yeah, like government documents, or to be able to see it for ourselves.
Of course, don't we all want that? And the problem with that is all of that information is classified. You know, as we said in the story, everything that Grush told Congress and told the Inspector General of both the IC, the Intelligence Community Inspector General, and the Department of Defense Inspector General, all of that information is classified.
In 2017, Kean reported exclusively in the New York Times that the Pentagon had a secret UFO program. 3 years later, the Pentagon confirmed her story. Her latest report is even more explosive, but Kean says she has multiple sources who back up Grush's story.
What's up, Wayne?
I believe it because of all the sources I have who have told me the same thing. So who am I to doubt these very, very high-level people who have been inside these programs?
I forgot to get back to you today.
Have done their work.
Sorry.
And are all telling me the same thing. I mean, I don't think there's some kind of conspiracy among all these people who don't know each other to make something like this up.
So I've got to be blunt about this. You're not making this up. This is not a lie.
No.
No. Did you hear how he asked the question? He didn't ask it. He basically told him, you're not lying. He didn't ask him if he was lying so he can get a good read on him, right? You're not making this up, are you? You're not lying, are you? I mean, I know that's a way to ask, but
Absolutely not.
Because everybody watching this right now is looking at your face. They're going, is this guy for real?
I am for real. And I'm,
As he closes his eyes and shame. He doesn't want to do this. Look.
I am for.
Well, what is this? That's not somebody who's confident. That's somebody who's wavering on their morality and their well-being and the uncertainty of his future. He doesn't know why he's even doing this. He's doing it because he's told to, I think. I don't think David Grush wanted to do this. It's painful to watch him speak sometimes because he looks like he doesn't want to deal. Now, I know he's got, some mental, I'm not going to say issues, but they've popped up. He's got mental issues. So maybe when he gets stressed out, we get this. Because that's not confident. You ask me, hey, Rich, are you telling the truth about Anyway, Rich, are you telling the truth or are you making this up? Why are you even asking me? Of course I'm telling the truth. What are you, an idiot? Why would I come here and waste my... Now, that's how I would do it. But no, not David Grush. Are you telling the truth? Or you're making this up? Why would I make this up? Yeah, no. It's not normal. I'm telling you. Grush isn't normal. Let's just put that out there. He's not. He's different. And I don't know if it's if he's autistic or what, or on a very low spectrum, but look.
Guy for real.
I am for real. And I'm sitting here at great personal risk and obvious
shakes his head no. God.
Professional risk by talking to you today.
Look at the tight lip. We've seen it with Lou. We've seen it with all of these guys. Every one of them does the tight lip. You know who doesn't? People who tell the truth. You never see people do this. You've seen Clinton do it. They showed pictures of all people in power lying under oath. And we know they're lying because the truth came out after either they died or people just know, This is a liar. Makes me sad because he doesn't look like he would lie. But this is why I went back here. This is why I went back a few years. Where are we? 2 years later, 6, 7, 8 whistleblowers later, only echoing what Grush said. How many? 5? Whatever. 5 echoing. And still no evidence. And the movie Age of Disclosure, they are pushing this movie so hard. I haven't seen anything like it for a UFO movie, and I don't think ever. It's weird. They're talking about how this movie's going to change everything. No. You see, everything in the movie has already been talked about, and we're all sick of it. It's all been talked about. There was nothing new in the movie, no groundbreaking evidence, no groundbreaking stories, nothing new. It was just Lou telling us everything he already did and done, allegedly, and it was all the others who follow along, Jay Stratton and all the others. I mean, it's just a shit show. It was a total shit show. And I'm going to get back to that movie because I didn't think I needed to do a review, but there are some things I really want to talk about. I just don't want to do it today. But some other information has popped up that I need to discuss with some people. So we'll probably do that tomorrow or the next day. Oh, tomorrow is going to be weird. Yeah. I think there will be a show. I'm getting things done around the house. And hopefully they'll be done by 7. Now, there's a person who comes into the chat room every now and then, goes by the name Remedy69, I believe. And Remedy sent me a few videos about 3-4 days ago that have to do with a drone on the side of a mountain that is there. So many trees and rocks and these alleged entrances into the mountainside. So apparently they flew a drone and you can see possible, I don't know, to me it might be pareidolia, but you see what looks like an alien gray's head. Just looking out. I mean, I looked at it several times and blew it up, and I think it's pareidolia, but it is the only thing that looks like that in the whole video. It's weird. And then another video showing something that will make your skin crawl with the drone again. So we've got a couple of drone videos we're going to look at in a little bit. I also wanted to show you a couple of things that are funny. And I'm just going over what. And let's get into what Joe Rogan's saying, because Joe Rogan, the biggest, I don't know if it's the biggest anymore, Candace Owens allegedly beat Joe Rogan last month as the #1 podcast in the world. But Joe Rogan says it's building up to disclosure. Yeah, he was on that Jesse Michaels show. So this is something you may have already heard. But if not, well, I have it here and I want to play it. So let me pull that up here. Get that. There we go. In 5, 4, J, O, row.
We're here to experience something very strange and profound. And there's an event that we're building up to. And I think that's why there's this focus on disclosure. That's why this documentary hit so hard. Guys like Marco Rubio are sticking their neck out, and Tulsi Gabbard and Rep Luna. She came on my podcast too, and she was telling me some stuff that was just like mind blowing. And she really got me to read the Book of Enoch. She's like, you got to read that. Like that is nuts. And that could have easily been attached to the religious canon. But some rabbis disagreed with it because it didn't vibe with the Torah. So like, let's chuck that one out. But it's in the same lump of Dead Sea Scrolls as they have the Book of Isaiah, which is really fascinating, because Wes Huff, when he was on my podcast, explained to me that the Book of Isaiah that they found in the Dead Sea Scrolls is verbatim the same as the Book of Isaiah that was 1,000 years more recent.
Whoa.
1,000 years. So this was the oldest version that they thought was the oldest version. And then they found the Dead Sea Scrolls version, which was 1,000 years older.
Okay, so maybe that story was passed down. Over 1,000 years. That's a long time in our world. Michigan UFOs and Paranormal. What's up, Wayne? He's in there asking why the big push now. What do you think, Rich? Oh, boy. So the first thing that comes to my mind is money. That's it. They don't care about anything but making money. I know you're probably thinking, but don't you think there are other ways they could do it? Well, it's a two-pronged effect. You see, the people like Lou and others that are in the military never stopped working for them. Once you're in the military, you're always in the military, you're always working. If they ask you to come, you go, right? Right? And Lou has to answer the bell. When Lou got here, TTSA was just up and running, barely. And they decided to bring in more mature, but because Tom DeLonge was talking about his dick on Joe Rogan, so they bring in Elizondo a little bit after that to not watch DeLonge make a mockery of ufology, even though he doesn't mean to be. He's just a loose cannon, and he's very immature. He's a rocker, thinks he's cool, and his time is come and gone. So he's just trying, in my opinion, to remain relevant. And they bring in Lou as somebody to stabilize and bring legitimacy to TTSA at the time. And we all saw what a ruse it was from day one. Everybody saw it. And that is the way that side does things. They don't think things through. They're not very good at the game. They're stupid. How do you have a press conference in an auditorium and fake like it's full? Who does that? They do it. That's who. They do it. Lou's looking around because it's real. And he's looking up the balcony and everything as if they're full. Don't you think that's a little psychotic? That's psychotic. But here we are today, Wayne. And I'm thinking, what's different than it was 10 years ago? 9 years ago. What's different? The only thing that's different now with this alleged push, because what push? We had more of a push 5 years ago with the lockdowns. Every day, UFOs were on the news in mainstream media. Then it died. As soon as the country opened up, everything went back to normal. Everything slowed down again. And now ufology is on remote control. It's on autopilot, I should say. And anybody in the government says something, that side's going to believe it. And they're going to stick up for their man or their woman, right? The push now is for money. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing. Because if you look at the evidence they brought forward, oh, that's right, there isn't any. So how can you have disclosure without evidence? That's why disclosure is not happening. That's why this push that we are seeing isn't real. This is another ruse to make us think that they are actually working behind the scenes really hard. You know, we're going to get that disclosure for you guys. And then what happens? They get the carpet pulled out from under them, the rugs pulled out from under them. Somebody pulled the cord. Somebody put the kibosh on the whole thing. It happens all the time. All the time. Every time. Ever since I've been in this field, that's all I've seen. Yep, we're going to have some information that's going to blow the world away. And then they tell us something we already knew. We're going to have more whistleblowers for you. No, please don't. Wait, what are they going to say? Well, from what I heard, they're going to tell us that they have NHI. Yeah, and they have some crashed UFOs. Anything new? And the drones are Lockheed. So nothing new. The second we get evidence, real evidence, I'll believe disclosure is going to happen. But we haven't had any we haven't even seen a Tic Tac yet. Their go-to UFO, and we haven't even seen it. The push now, it's for movies, TV shows, and books. It's a ruse. It's to cover up the shit that's going on in the skies with these drones that, in my opinion, are China. I still think it's China. I think it's been China from day one. I think China doesn't give a Shiite Muslim what we do. And they're making us look stupid. My opinion. I mean, what do I know? Nobody's giving us evidence. This is the only thing I have, is to go by what makes the most sense. We're going to invade our own country and, annoy our own military? Who would do that anyway? It's stupid. You don't play games like that, because what if one of the drones falls out of the sky? Now your evidence is in our hands. And you know what's weird about that? We can't shoot at them. We can't shoot them down. That's an act of war. It must be China then. Well, if it was us, we don't give a shit. We're going to go to war with ourselves. It's China. That's why they don't shoot them down. Yeah, think about it. All right. All right. Yeah, the push is just fake. It's all fake. I know, and they're doing a really good job. See, all they have to do is just something like this. Today we have Lou Elizondo on the Giordano show. Hey, Lou, how you doing? Oh, good. Bop-a-dop-a-dop. Weather's good. Bop-a-dop. Do. So there's a UFO that was seen over Mexico, and I have an incredible photo to show you. You guys want to see this thing? It's amazing. So then Lou will, he'll show something new. I got nothing. No, it's so stupid. I can't. It's stupid anyway. All right, let's I'm just so angry at them. I really am. I'm very angry. Hold on. So Joe Rogan says UFO disclosure. Listen to this. Do you believe in this? He thinks the only way it can happen is if the U.S. government granted amnesty to individuals who lied to Congress and misappropriated billions of dollars. You're going to have to say, in the interest of national security and the future of the human race, F all that. So he's right. If I was a whistleblower with real concrete evidence, I would only go public if I had the backing of my government, which would never happen. What do you mean you have evidence? How? You stole it? What do you do? You'll get arrested as soon as you go on that stage or that TV show. They'll come get you. I'm sorry. I'm trying to look in the chat and see what you guys are talking about. So I have a feeling that something's going to happen to Trump before Christmas. I do. I have a very, very bad feeling. I had a dream I was in a car accident with him. I don't know if I told you guys that. I think I did yesterday. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah. All right, let me play this real quick so you hear Joe. I got another one after this, just because this is important.
They're going to need some sort of an amnesty thing. This is one of the things that we talked about. They're going to need, because for sure there was lying to Congress. For sure there's misappropriation of funds and probably some corruption. Like when probably you have no oversight, billions, if not $1 trillion, like for sure somebody got some money they shouldn't have got. You're going to have to make all that okay. You're going to have to say, in the interest of national security and the future of the human race, fuck all that. Yeah. You're going to have to do that. Yeah, and if they don't do that, we're going to have a real problem, because these gatekeepers are going to continue to gatekeep because their lives depend on this. Yeah. If they release this, they could find themselves in jail without any amnesty, in jail for the rest of their lives. Like, we don't know how much money was spent. We don't know how much lying to...
Here's what I think would happen. You tell the world about aliens and shit, and you get thrown in jail. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but couldn't the following president just wave the magic wand and get them out of jail with a pardon? You gave humanity a chance to survive in a clean environment. We thank you for your courage. I pardon you. Right? Right? That is what they need to tell these people. Look, you may go to jail for a year or two, but it's federal. It's okay. But you're going to be a hero. You'll make millions of dollars with deals and movies and books. Everybody's going to want to know your story. You'll be fine. Just do the time and think about what you want to say for these next few years. And then you get out. The whole world is changing right before your eyes. You know, all of a sudden there's flying cars and no more need for oil. No more pollution.
Congress there was. We have no idea how many felonies there were. We don't have no idea. Let's assume that crash retrieval programs were real and that back engineering programs were successful. So you're not going to give this stuff evenly to all these different defense contractors. So if you give one defense contractor one object and all of a sudden they have this massive advantage and then the other defense contractor winds up going under, as many of them have gone out of business, well, now you have a major lawsuit on your hands. You know, you have all sorts of, and then probably people are going to go to jail.
Foghorn Leghorn, thank you for the $5 PayPal, bro. I just saw it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that. And Jeanette too. Thank you for the little gift there. Thank you. On PayPal. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that, Foghorn Leghorn and Jeanette. Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. Did I mention it? If you want to help support, you know, you guys know what to do. All right. I want to play one more Joe Rogan. I think I have one more. Why do we care with Joe Rogan? I don't. But I don't like it when people say something like this. Joe Rogan's knowledge and understanding of the UFO situation is top tier. No, it's not. Joe Rogan knows basics. He knows basics. He doesn't know shit. Joe Rogan, please. Now we're going to look up to Joe Rogan for answers. Give me a break. Frickin' Jesse Michaels, of course. All right, it's not loading. There's something going on here. Let's see, refresh it. Yeah, now it's not going. It won't let me play this. That's okay. Okay. So I have some lies from Fat Mord. Aaron Baker. Well, thank you very much. V9B. Aaron Baker, V9B. V9B. Thank you very much for the £2, £2. Super. It's a super dono. That's a donation with no sticker, emoji, or no comment. It's the way guys say, I love you, bro. Thank you. Thank you for that. It's a super dono. The donation with no. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Aaron Baker, I think. Why does your name ring a bell so much? It's weird. I know a lot of bakers in my life. Not the chefs. I know bakers. It's a very common name. So Matt, I'm sorry, the Devilcrat, Fat Mord of the Good Trouble show, talking out his ass. This has to be one of, and I'm not kidding. I'm not even kidding. I'm not joking at all. This might be the dumbest guy in ufology with a show. Yeah. I really do. Let me pull this up. He is a Kamala voter. And he is on that side of ufology, obviously. He says a friend. Oh, let me pull it up. That other thing is still, dang it, still not loading. This bothers me. He bothers me because he thinks he knows shit. He doesn't know anything. Fat Mord has to be one of the worst podcasters in the field of ufology. And I'm not saying that lightly. I mean, he's like that girl. Who was the girl with the Christy, what was her name with the cans, the big cans that I made upset Remember, what was her name? Christy Canyon? That's actually a porno girl from the 80s or 90s. She had big cans. All right, so look at this. Look at Fat Mord. He says, a friend is a former senior FBI agent. He has a friend. Yeah. A couple of months ago, his friend, who's in the FBI, Fat Mord has a friend in the FBI, said a couple of months ago, he told him pretty much the same thing in terms of how bad it is at the FBI. A total shit show. While I think Trump had good picks with Rubio, Ratcliffe, and Gabbard, his picks with Drunk Seth, Patel, and Bongino are world-class walking disasters. See, now, that is coming from a leftist, a devilcrat. That's the name I came up with just today. Not a Democrat, a devilcrat. From the song, The Devil is a Democrat. If you're a Democrat, I don't care. The devil is within each of you. No matter how far left you are in ufology, life, they bring it here into the field and ruin everything with their lies, their promises, because that's what the left does. They make promises they can't keep. And you know that, yet you still want them as your friends. Really good shit. So it says here from Brian Krasenstein, a massive 155-page report on the FBI leaked to the New York Post finds that the FBI under Kash Patel is a rudderless ship and all effed up. This is coming from people on the left. Of course they're going to say that. However, I'm not a big fan of Kash Patel. I have to be honest. I can't lie to you guys. I don't like Kash Patel as the FBI director. I think it's a big mistake. So this is the one that I do agree with, but it's not as bad as they're making it out to be. It's worse. It's pretty bad. Look, you throw enough shit up against the wall, right? Eventually something's going to stick. The same adage, a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So we have the same thing with Fat Mord. Now, every day you can say something bad about Trump, and eventually you're going to get one right about, the FBI. But I tell you what, compared to where we would be if Kamala was president, we'd still have an open border. We'd still have 8 wars. We'd still have people getting killed in the streets at mass record amounts, right? Violence would be through the roof. We'd still have illegals coming over the border, getting and using our money, our tax dollars. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. But he says the day after Kirk was assassinated, hold on, Patel flew to Provo, Utah on the FBI jet, but would not disembark from the plane without an FBI raid jackpot. I'm sorry. I can't see it on the small screen. Without an FBI raid jacket, according to Alpha 99, a highly respected source who has served in the FBI for multiple decades. Patel apparently did not have his own FBI raid jacket with him, and refused to step from the plane without wearing one, according to the report. FBI special agents at the Salt Lake City field office, busy working on the Kirk case, had to stop and ask around to find an FBI raid jacket, a medium-sized one that would fit. When a jacket belonging to a female agent was delivered to Patel on the plane, he complained that 2 areas on the upper sleeves did not have Velcro patches attached. Patel is also described as creating a culture of mistrust and uncertainty among the ranks, spending too much time on social media and public relations, has neither the breadth of experience nor the bearing an FBI director needs to be successful. In over his head. I agree. But let me tell you what. Trump had to put somebody in there that he trusted. Because where that FBI was is now light years ahead of where it was, as far as much more fair, not going to do things that really violate constitutional rights. This is just a whole different world. I've never seen anything like it. A guy like Kash Patel in the FBI, it puts a little fear into me. The visuals don't work well because wasn't it those same people that look like him crashed the planes into the towers? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just the way I stereotype people, but that's how I felt when I saw it. And I'm like, no, what are you letting him in? He's going to tell the enemy everything. The Taliban's going to know everything. Well, the Taliban's didn't been disbanded, Rich. Has it? No, it hasn't. It's regrouped. Since Biden, never mind. All right, let's get back to work. I brought that up because Kash Patel was being ripped by one of the worst clowns in ufology. Like, he heard from his friend. How many times have we heard these people do that? They do it all the time. I'll give you one example. What's his name? Rose Cuckold. Right? Rose Cuckold. I heard from a friend of a friend that there's a UFO under a building. Right? I mean, it's always a friend of a friend. Same thing here. Same thing. Matt Ford, or Fat Mord, he has done that 3 times that I know of in the last 6 months. And I don't believe him. I have a friend in the CIA and the FBI. Not the same friend, too. Actually, a couple. More than 2. And they told me a couple weeks ago, it's a shit show, the FBI. But I'm not sure I believe it. I think people believe what they think they're seeing without knowing anything at all. No, that's not. It's true. It's a shit show over there. All right, let's get back to ufology. This is amazing, what I'm about to show you. I really am so happy Remedy 69 sent these to me. This is really cool. And beautiful. The visual on this, it's stunning. It is so, is it enthralling? Can we say enthralling? I don't know if it's enthralling, but it is gorgeous. So now, this is a 12-minute video. We don't need to watch the whole thing. You'll see. We're going to watch pretty much half of it because we have to. This is from a guy, a channel, Wanzam. It's W-A-N, Wanzam Hobby. W-A-N-Z-A-M Hobby Drone. So Wanzam Hobby Drone. They found stuff on the side of a mountain. Recorded 3 UFOs unintentionally here. I love when drones capture UFOs. I love it. I love it. Go.
How impressive.
I got to put up the closed caption. And I believe, yep, it's going to be in another, why is it in Mexico? Audio track English. Yeah. Okay. Well. Whoa, look at that. I didn't know you could do that. You can move this? How cool. Holy crap. Oh my God.
This place last week. I made a video, right, of this place here. Actually, I arrived at 3 p.m.
All right, this isn't working, huh? Okay, let's get rid of this. Sorry. Is this YouTube? I think this is YouTube. Yeah, it's YouTube. So okay, what if I changed it to subtitles? Let me see. Portuguese? No. We want English. All right, there we go. I don't know how it changed.
Several takes. Then I made a continuous video that I
got your
uploaded
back,
to my
David.
channel, and then people watched it, but
For
many
once.
people, hundreds of people contacted me. Van Zan, you just filmed 3 unidentified flying objects,
Look how
3
beautiful
UFOs.
that is.
And then I even joked about 3. How did I film it? I didn't look. I didn't see anything. I was there. I didn't see anything, but you filmed it. Then they gave me a minute and a second, and I went to look at the images. These images we're seeing here now, yeah, I'm already talking about the editing, right? We did an edit, and I'm placing them more or less in the position where the objects appeared. The original video is on YouTube, right? Okay, it's in the previous video. All the objects went to that little point there where I'm marked with the arrow there. Look, they all went that way. As incredible as it may seem, I
Wow,
filmed
that's
all of this.
cool.
I didn't see any of it at the time, but later, people watching pointed out to me that 3 objects appeared. And now we're going to work. We're going to zoom in. We're going to create some contrast to see if we can identify these objects, right? The first one flew by really fast. It dove.
Whoa,
see? Then
yeah,
it went up
no
there.
doubt.
Look. You must be like, wow, but you can't see anything, right? But I shot these images in 4K at 60 frames. See there? It's
Wow.
going up now. It's going up. The thing going up there. So, a lot of people will soon say, it's not birds, it's birds, man. It's not a bird. Quote, look at the birds down there. It flew over the birds and scared them. Want to see? Look, let's show it here in slow motion. Look,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
the
look
object
at that, it
passing by
did.
and the scared birds. Look, the birds flying.
Okay, that is okay. So I have to talk for a second. I'll rewind a little bit. But one thing that is very common, and we see that in Arizona, where when it's hot out, there's an updraft that happens from the cool air coming down and the hot air going up the mountain, believe it or not. And that might be what we're seeing here, an updraft, and it's just caught a bird, and the bird is just got its wings out and it's taken flight and just taken that, birds, there are some birds that go what, 200 miles an hour? I know it's not a hawk, but maybe it is a bird, and it's just the heat. What are those things? The heat vents? I don't know. But it could be that. But it doesn't look like it. It looks like a serious UFO to me. So, but food for thought. If it's too good to be true, I'm a little bit hesitant to believe everything they're showing us, because we know people make these mistakes all the time. Let's see what else they got.
And look, the object passing over there. Look, rule out the possibility of a bird, okay? Now I'm going to work a little more in slow motion, and I'm going to add contrast here so I can, right? Better show this. Give some darkness to the image there. Look. Now look at the shape of this object.
I don't know.
See if this object looks like a bird.
It doesn't.
Look at its trajectory, what it does, how it flies. Now it's going up, and the speed is high. If you compare it to a car down there, with the birds that will appear on the screen there, look, the birds up there are already starting to scare you, because it flies by there. Look.
Right
Look
here.
at the difference between a bird flying, flapping its wings. See? Look there.
Oh,
Look,
yeah, you
there's
can
high
easily
definition
see
for
that.
that thing that passed there. Look. It has nothing to do with a bird. There are a lot of people who will say, wow, but that's a drone, okay? Okay, a drone has to have an arm with propeller tips, right? So, in other words, it has to have little arms, but it's hard to see with a dark background, right? Okay, when it passes over the light background, we'll see its arms, right? Which is common. So, there it is. Look, imagining it's a drone. We're not seeing its arms.
You got to take this image and cut it in half, and that's the image. This is just doubled.
Because the background is dark, right? Let's wait for it to pass over the white part and its little arm will appear, right? Look, there it passes over the white part.
Oh,
Where's
yeah.
its little arm, right?
No, it's not a drone.
So the shape of this thing, what is that? It's not a bird.
No, it's a sphere.
It's not a drone either, because drones have to have arms there.
Not
So
necessarily.
this is the first object, huh? It's the first object that flies by there, right? That I haven't identified so far. Of course, If there's any photographer or you guys want to share this going forward, I'll share the original video, which is recorded in 4K 60 frames. Look at the size of the resolution. They went there, you see where I pointed with the arrow. Then I turned the camera this way, right? I look down further. Down there, another one passes by.
Oh my
Look.
God, that's amazing.
This one is so clear, man.
Wow.
This one is very clear. It's down there. It starts to go up there. Look. It's very clear.
Wow,
Look at that.
look at that.
And you must say, wow, what's that? And this one, now you'll see that it's not a
Oh
bird.
my God.
Right? I don't know if it's the same one over there.
Oh, look at that.
The same object that passes by there.
You see, it did the ghost imaging. Here, watch. Yeah, that's so cool. X marks the spot.
I'm going to say a flying saucer either. I've never seen a
Wow,
flying
it's a
saucer.
ball. It's
but
just a ball of
unfortunately
light.
or fortunately, I ended up recording this thing there. And another thing,
Wow.
I didn't even see it, huh? I'm making this video now
I said,
because
wow.
people saw it. Now look at this shape. What do you say about this shape? Look at this. What does it look like? Only a car down there is clear. You see the car is clear. The trees are clear. The street is clear. So this object has no distortion. It's not something that's twisted. No, it's clear. Look there. I'm going to give it a little more contrast to make it even clearer. Look at this shape. What do you think? What is that? Look, it's a circle. And it will pass over the light part. This one even passes over the car, right? And nothing appears around it. It doesn't have a drone arm with a propeller. Nothing.
That's kind of cool.
It's a round thing with an incredible speed.
So, what do you guys think? There's one more we have to see. But they're UFOs. I think it's real. A lot of people don't believe it because it's too good to be true. But this is it. That's what they look like. One of them anyway. To me, they seem like energy, balls of energy that somehow traverse over these areas. For maybe it's the ley lines, the type of rock that's in the ground that when they're compressed, these balls of energy pop up. I don't know. It's intriguing.
If you compare it to the cars passing by, you see how fast it goes and
it's
how much
big.
the car moves.
It's not that
right?
small.
The car moves practically nothing compared to the speed this thing goes by.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes in exactly the same direction, right? See? It goes past, behind
All
this
right, let's
rock and
get
goes
to the
into
third
some
one.
much faster than the others. In the original video, see? There it goes. Now the most intriguing thing is this, man. This one that passes here, look.
Whoa!
The speed of
Did you
this
see
thing
that?
goes much faster than the others. And
Wow.
the shape of this one is something I'll tell you, I've never seen in my life. I have no idea what that is, look. So I'm slowing down.
That's like the one that I captured in the park, and the object came right at my head, and it's heading right for me, and then it goes above me just like that, or it goes around me. Remember? And then when it got to the fence, it goes over the fence of the people's yard and over. And a friend of mine did because it was about 125 yards it traveled, it was 90 miles an hour it went. Pretty cool. Yeah, if it's a bug, I mean, the drone was 150 feet high. I don't even think it was a bug. It was just like this. It was the same stuff we're seeing here. All of us drone operators capture these little pill-shaped objects or disc-shaped, whatever, I don't know.
And look at this thing, it's shaped like a cigar, it looks like a lighter, you know? It's something long,
You know?
Look there, look. I'm going to do a super slow
Oh,
motion
yeah, look
now,
at this.
frame by frame.
No, he's
because
wrong.
this one I was intrigued by, of course, it passed all the other two.
The reason it looks like this, because it was going twice as fast as the others. I think it just elongated it.
It was already something unusual, right? Now this shape there, look at the cars down there, how fast the car is going and how fast it's going here, look.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. The cars
And
are
look at
moving.
its shape, which is a long cylinder. You must be saying, wow, but that's distorted. Look down
Yes.
there, you can see the tree trunks, see, their trunks, tree branches, everything. So, in other words,
The object's
there's nothing
distorted.
blurry, distorted.
Yes, it is.
So what you're seeing is
It's
exactly
elongated.
the object. Look.
No.
Each frozen solid.
He's wrong.
You see, a photograph. And this photograph records the same shape every time, so that if it were a blur, one time you would see one thing, another time you would see something else.
Maybe he's got a point
they're
there.
all the same shape. It passes over the light. Look there. And you don't see an arm. You don't see anything around this object. You see exactly what it looks like there. See, there,
I'm not
look.
sure.
It even camouflages itself there over the white part. Look. So, in other words, no black arm, no wing, nothing appears. And then it passes over the dark part again and you see that its shape doesn't change at all. It's a cigar. Now, what is it? Look at the car down there. You see the speed of the car. It's going. Look, close to that one. It's going. What is it? I have no idea, man. I have no idea at all. And the video continues there, but we're going to go back a little.
Man. No idea.
Go. They're going to go to be able to go back to be able to show where they went. They'll end up going back. The ones there will pass an object in reverse, right? Because in reality, we're rewinding the video because I'm going to show where they went, right? There comes another object passing down there. Look now, log. See, it's passing there. They came from up there, look. Record the position there, and later I'll show you the position there, look there. And then the other object too, look, passing down there, see, it came, it went, came, in reality, it went there. Now it's coming from there because the video is in reverse, right? Because I filmed this video from there to here. I zoom in here to show that up there on that plateau there's no one. Suddenly the guy, oh, there's a guy there operating an object, right? I don't know, something remote controlled, which I have no idea what a remote controlled thing of that shape and at that speed could be. And then it came out of that cavity. I'm here myself in this plateau where everyone stands, which is a lookout point, right? You look here, you can't want to download it here too, okay? The reverse and this little
he
arrow
goes there.
time
Let's
filming
see.
this whole place, look. Because they came here, look.
Wow.
All the objects came
Look
from
at
down
that
there to here.
road.
Man, you have no idea how big it is. You see the cars moving down there, see?
Yeah.
Now, imagine a matter of seconds moving from there to here, look. So, something really fast, man. And they came down.
Okay, now I'm going to pull up the next video. The next one's really good too. I like this video. I thought it was pretty cool. Now this one is from the same person. And this one's called They Are Watching Us. By the way, the name of the person who sent me this is Remedy59. I said 69, it's 59. Wishful thinking, I guess. All right, or Freudian slip. Yeah, that's what it was. All right, now they do speak in Vietnamese or something, so I'll get the closed caption.
Well, now that we've stopped, there's another part here, which is this cavity here, look, big.
Later on they do.
But now we're a little disoriented because I thought it was a thin cavity, right? But it's really wide here, you see? There's this gigantic wall here. There's a cavity there and it's really wide here. Until you put the color
Look at
here.
that.
This part here would be where they're going in, right? Or maybe there, look, I don't know. We don't know the depth of the object that went in.
All right, I'm going to
And
show
we all-
you.
And
I'm
it
just
goes
gonna-
in there.
I've watched it
so
already.
now that we're going to do it, we're going to look for, right?
Here we go.
This place that it was supposedly going in, right? Let's go through here. Look, let's go through. Oh
So-
my, it's adrenaline, man.
Look at this, how cool.
Flying with adrenaline. Now let's go up here so we can look for the top of this thing here. Look. Oh, I can already see something. I see a hole there. Let's go up. That would be the top, right?
Okay, you see, I think all this stuff to me looks natural, but I don't know.
Hey, let's go up so we can optimize the battery.
You'll see.
Because the problem with exploring this place here is the amount of battery we have, right?
What the hell does that matter?
Very
Either you
little,
have the battery
you know?
or you don't.
So, going up, 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 up. Up here
Look
it's
at
just
this.
bushes, you
Look
see?
at that.
So, in reality, unless you go into this bush,
Wow.
there's some camouflaged entrance in this up here on the plateau, you see? Here's the plateau.
Dude, look at that. That's the plateau. Holy mackerel.
You see? The lookout is there. You can't see it here,
Oh,
right?
wow.
The lookout came over there and here's a cavity. Let
Oh,
me take a
it's
quick look
so
at the edge of this
beautiful.
lookout here to see if there's anything here really quick. There's nothing here. Let me look over here.
Hold on,
Let's
let
go
me see
over
where
here to
this
this
is.
bigger hole here where water usually comes down here, you see? Water comes down here, look. There's nothing here, look. Let's
I
take a
don't
look
know.
down
It
a
doesn't
little.
tell us.
Look down here. That's crazy, man. Look at this. I'm behind everything there, look.
I think it's
There are
in,
a lot of trees here.
like
Let's take a look at
Belize
the
or
middle of these
something.
trees here. Let's go down a little bit. I'm going to take a look here now. I always go down a little bit, take a look around, even if I can't see anything here now.
camera
But since the
sucks on
image
the
is being
drone.
recorded and you're already watching a quality image, you're going to do the analysis for me, you know? So
I mean,
I'm
it
going to
gives
go
a
down a little
fisheye
bit
the whole
more,
time. I don't
right?
like that.
Let's take another look here. And here we're going to hear some car noises. Look, it's really closed here, man. Only if there's something in the middle of this here, you see? Let me slide to the side to see if we can see something in the middle. But, look, it's really closed. Look at this. Wouldn't there be a hole here?
Why?
Some cave in a place so closed like this, right, man? It's really closed, look. Look, it's really closed with bushes, with plants.
So annoying, isn't
Look
it?
at this spectacular image, my brother. From the sky, how crazy.
Look at this amazing image, my brother.
Let's go down, let's go, let's go. That wall there, you see that you can't go straight down here, because if you go straight down here you'll land on top of a tree.
All right,
see?
we gotta get to the
You can't go
part.
straight down here. Take a look over.
Here we go.
It's a real hole.
Okay, it's a hole, but it doesn't go in the mountain. It just goes a few feet back, as far as I think. Unless when it's pouring rain, this turns into some sort of river.
Look at this.
Waterfall.
It's a hole. Something went through there.
Well, why don't you go in there?
It's a deep hole, man. You can't see
Man.
if there's anything in there. I'm going to leave the drone still here for a bit while I edit it to see if I can clear the image to see if I can see anything in there. Let me
Go
see if I can
in.
go. The drone can't stay there. The drone goes crazy. The drone can't go there. It goes crazy. Hey, guys, I really found a hole here. A deep hole, man. It's dark. And right behind the two rocks over there that I said the thing had passed through. See? The two rocks are over there. Look. Down there. Over there. Look.
Oh,
There's
right
a hole.
here.
Look there, look there. The two rocks are
Where? I don't see a hole.
over there. See how the object goes underneath and goes in here?
No.
It's a big hole over there. Look, right in the wall on this side of the obstacle.
Where?
But there we're going to
Here?
have to put a little lamp on the drone to try to illuminate it. There's more
Oh.
here. Hold on, look. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. There's more here. Let me see. Hold on. There's
Wow,
more here.
he's annoying.
Yeah,
This is
there-
dumb. Oh, wait. Is that an alien?
There's more here. There's more here. Let me see. No, this one here you can see the bottom there. Look, I think you can see the bottom there. See? Come a little closer, man. But I'm inside the crack
Man.
here, man.
Stupid.
I'm doing this crazy thing that I'm doing here, man. Total madness, man. But here it seems like you can see. Man, there's something white there. I can't
Man.
identify what it is. There are things that we can just be, right? Rock. What's that here? Let me take a closer look. Wow, wow, wow. Don't go crazy.
Do you see it? Right here, an alien's face. So to me, it looks like a rock.
Man, there's something white there. I can't identify what it is. There are things that we can just be, right? Rock
And
fungi.
it doesn't move
but there
the whole
are things
time.
that we can't identify. It's over here. Look, this one here. Look, this hole got me confused.
I bet. Wouldn't be the first
This
time I
hole
heard
here.
that.
Look,
Oh, look at that.
this
Something
one
hung-
here is really big, man.
Man.
Let's try to get a reference for things here.
Oh, well,
Here's
we
a
were here
bamboo.
earlier.
I don't know if it's a bamboo. What's that here? Look over there, guys. What do you think there's in that hole? Do you think I can make it? I'm going to leave the
There's
drone
two eyes
stationary
right there.
here, and I'm
See the eyeballs? Right there. Two eyes. Seriously.
going to try to clear the
That's
image in the
wicked.
edit, okay? You'll already have an idea of what's in there. I'll try to
They
get a
are
little
looking
closer
at him.
and then I'll work on the zoom and then I'll brighten the image.
Right
but the drone
there.
goes crazy. I'll try to be more precise.
How does the drone go crazy? Is it going crazy? Is the drone screaming in pain?
Closer. Dude, what's that over there? Something appeared in there, man.
No,
now
it
I saw
didn't.
something in there.
There
I
was
saw some
nothing
white
in
stuff
there.
there.
No, you
it dripped.
didn't.
Look, I almost hit the little chicken up here, man. Look,
I can't stand this guy.
for a
Man.
flashlight and try to get in here with the flashlight.
Man.
It's over there. Look, let me mark it properly to see if I didn't get lost.
Okay, man. I'm gonna move
Let me
us.
see if I can mark it properly. See? It's
To the
here.
good
Look,
stuff now.
there on the straight line of the car there. Look, it's here. Look, on this straight line here. Look.
Look.
I think it's this
Look.
straight line here, right?
Look.
Here we brought the drone closer, see, it was dark. I brought the drone closer, already imagining that we would need to brighten everything up during editing. And now we're editing here. We're going to brighten this image. Did you see that something went on the left side there, right? We're going to brighten this image here so we...
What are we marrying it? Brighton? It's Brighton. I know, he's a foreigner.
We can try to see what's inside, right? So I stopped the drone for several minutes here, imagining, zooming in, right? When I'm flying, I'm imagining what I'm going to do in the editing, right? I take a quick look down, a quick look up to position the drone well, and then I go in there, into this hole or as close to the hole as possible, right?
No.
And that's what I do. And now we're going to use the editing, right? It's going to brighten this image here so we can try to see inside, you see? So,
you
but
don't
I'll
get
confess
in
to
there
you,
anyway.
if we're not very successful, even with the brightening, it looks like there's nothing. I looked up, it looks like there's nothing, and now you're looking here too, and you edited it, right? When I edited it, I zoomed in, I looked inside, it looks like there's nothing. I look down, right? Then I look up again. Now look how scary. Look at this image here again. Now let's zoom out a little. Time for me to look down. Then I'll look up. I'll zoom in now.
Stupid.
I'll take a look up. I'll put it in slow motion so you can see.
See what?
Look there. There's someone watching us.
Where? Where? Here? This thing?
Look at this here, my brother.
Where?
What's this here? There's someone watching us.
Here? This?
There, look. Look at this.
It's a rock in the background.
How scary, my brother.
I don't know,
it's very
my
scary.
sister.
And the drone focuses on it inside. But look at this here. This here is scary, man.
Oh, it moved. Oh shit. It moved, guys. Did you see that? It actually moved.
What's this here?
Watch.
There's someone watching us there. Look.
Watch.
At this.
Right here.
How scary,
You'll see
my
it
brother.
move.
It's very scary.
Coming up.
And the drone focuses on it inside. But look at this here.
Right here,
this here
watch.
is scary, man.
There.
Look. There's someone looking there. Look. And I don't pay much attention because,
That's weird.
in fact, I looked at the hole and left. So, what we have as an image is this. So, this is a point that has already been highlighted here, that we have to go back there to see if this thing shines. I try to get the... You guys do that. Catalog it, right? Mark it there. Send it by email, right? vanzan1@gmail.com, right? It's vanzan1 it doesn't work. Just with a little... This mission like that, and when to put the flashlight there on the drone, right? We stuck a flashlight on top of the drone in the field capturing the images. So I'm going there now with this resource here to be able to capture the image. This lamp a little bit more, man. I'm going to lower the drone here. I'm going to raise this lamp a little bit more. A little bit higher than we have to raise this lamp. Let's lower it here. Look. The lamp has to be the focus where the distance there has to be more or less 1 meter upwards. Because the drone can't go up there in a straight line that's under a tree. Understand?
Anyway, he never ever found anything else that I could see. Yeah, seemed a little better. Seemed more interesting on my cell phone when I watched it. It was weird. Yeah, very weird. Okay, I'm gonna play some funny stuff now. I have to go to 1229. So the name of this channel is CV, Conservative Vibes. If you laugh, you're a conservative. That's what that means. Let me go to the 1229. I want you to hear how fake this person is, this black woman. I forget her name. But I want you to hear, this is just par for the course. This is what the left does. And they do it in ufology. Yep, they sure do. After Charlie Kirk.
Had some sort of relationship with me and either betrayed me or deceived me or said that I could not succeed. Those actually get my attention.
All right, Jasmine Crockett. She's a crock of right. Just listen to her accent. She goes black, but then she goes white.
But one of the things I do want to point out that's not been laid out that honestly hurts my heart Maybe because these people, they are crazy because they always talk about how Christian they is. Yeah,
I'm so embarrassed. They always talk about how Christian they is.
know how many of them on that side are getting divorced because they getting caught up sleeping with their co-workers, staffers, and
one of the things I do want to point out that's not been laid out that honestly hurts my heart.
maybe because these people, they are crazy because they always talk about how Christian they is. Yeah, I don't know how many of them on that side are getting divorced because they getting caught up sleeping with their co-workers, staffers, interns, all the things. Yeah, you ain't got to believe me. Just go Google. You'll find some of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't over yet.
There were only 2 Caucasians. For the most part, the only people that voted no were people of color because the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk continuously put out there was rhetoric that specifically targeted people of color. And so it is unfortunate that even our colleagues could not see how harmful his rhetoric was, specifically to us.
Tell me you've never watched a Charlie Kirk video without telling me. And where's the Atlanta girl? Took the black right out of her. Remember,
they're so fake. I don't know how you could be on that side. I really don't. And now I got to show you more. Because that's the kind of guy I am now. That's right, phone. I'm getting emails for some reason. All right, I got to go to 1530. Around there. All right, close enough. Right, I think it's right after this guy on a four-wheeler, off-roader, or whatever the hell.
totally on purpose. Glow-in-the-dark paintball.
Oh, yeah, watch this. Glow-in-the-dark paintball. This has got to be the most exciting thing I've ever seen. Go. I said go.
Oh, yeah. Sign me up. Cameraman never dies. He's getting lit up, though.
How cool. I would die to play this. That would be so cool. Wow.
Next subscriber meetup, we're doing this.
That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. That is so cool.
Oh, shit! Oh, my God!
Totally on purpose. Glow-in-the-dark paintball. Oh, yeah. Sign me up. Cameraman never dies. He's getting lit up, though.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's so cool.
Next subscriber meetup, we're doing this.
Yep.
Indian food. Nope, he has to have both feet in the pan.
Ugh. Anyway, I love that. That's right. I forgot I had that. So cool. There was another one I had. Well, if you want to know why they opened the border, let me show you this. Who's sending me all these emails? My God. All right. This is why they opened up the border. And then we'll get out of here. Here it is. This is why they opened it up.
Perfectly, Sean. This was not a loophole. The Biden administration, Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, devised a scheme to fly illegal aliens into the country and then to escort them en masse across the border by the millions and to give them something known as parole, which gives them a work permit, which gives them a social security number, which gives them access to the voting booth. This was the plan all along, to get them here illegally so they can get free government benefits, get hooked to welfare, and be able to participate in American elections. This was an attack on democracy by the Democrat Party.
Isn't that amazing?
It's the same attack that we see, Sean, when you have California, a sanctuary state, that is refusing to turn over even illegal alien criminals and gang members to ICE. So these are illegal aliens in California who have been arrested by California police, by California law enforcement, for serious crimes, for crimes against children, for felonies, for crimes that threaten public safety, and they are refusing to hand these criminal illegal aliens over to ICE. Instead, they're freeing them back into the cities to offend and offend again. By any definition, what California is doing is criminal. It is a violation of our laws. It is one of the most heinous things that I have seen in my entire...
Amazing, right? All that to hopefully get votes, and they lost in a landslide. All right, that's it for tonight. Thank you, moderators, super chatters, newcomers, veterans. Thank you for making tonight's show exciting in the chat room. And thank you for supporting Goof On, which is truthology for ufology. Nobody does it like I do. Nobody says what you're thinking more than we do. I do the whole thing here. You too. You're allowed to say that stuff here at Goof On. We don't care. We care. That's why we say what we say and we do what we do. But I'll be honest with you. And they won't. You know who they are. So we're going to be back. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? I don't know if there'll be an RSA show with all the stuff I have going on around the house tomorrow, but there will be Goof On tomorrow night. So we'll see you tomorrow night. And remember, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. You know what I mean? All right. We'll see you. Alien bless. Where is it? Well, let's go. Kick it.
Ooh.